There are 7 common reasons not to join any multi-level marketing business, especially not MPB today. Number 1, people say it's a scam. Number 2, bad past experiences with other multi-level marketing businesses. Number 3, fear of legalities. Number 4, they don't see where the money comes from. Number 5, don't need the product. Number 6, don't have the money. And number 7 is the fear of the inability to sign someone else up. Who cares about what people say? Some people say they were abducted by aliens. Others say that the government watches you through your TV. As a matter of fact, you can go to the internet and find someone that will offer some pretty ridiculous points to support anything you want. The only way to be sure of anything is to look at the facts yourself and see what they have to say. Remember to educate yourself, not with people's opinions, but with facts. So, you've had a life of bad experiences. Rita Mae Brown says good judgment comes from experiences, and often experiences come from bad judgment. Bad experiences can often be avoided if you take the time to educate. In any of your past experiences, did you take the time to find out the facts? Did you research the Federal Trade Commission and the Better Business Bureau? This should tell you if the business is a scam or legitimate, and if it's illegal or not. So let's educate. Let's take a look at the Federal Trade Commission. You can go to their website, which is found at the top of this page. As we go to their website, they have a whole section on pyramid schemes. So we're going to scroll down to the bottom, and I zoom it up for you here, and it says, what is a pyramid scheme and what is a legitimate marketing? Now we'll read on to a few sections here. It says, they all share one overriding characteristic. They promise consumers or investors large profits based primarily on recruiting others to join their program, not based on profits from any real investment or real sale of goods to the public. Some schemes may purport to sell a product, but they often simply use the product to hide their pyramid structure. There are 2 telltale signs that a product is simply being used to disguise a pyramid scheme: inventory loading and the lack of retail sales. Inventory loading occurs when a company's incentive program forces recruits to buy more products than they could ever sell, often at inflated prices. If this occurs throughout the company's distribution system, the people at the top of the pyramid reap substantial profits, even though little or no profits move to the market. The people at the bottom make excessive payments for inventory they simply accumulate in their basement. A lack of retail sales is also a red flag that the pyramid exists. Now let's go to the Better Business Bureau and go to their website that was found at the top of this page. When we put in MPB, we find Southeastern Delivery instead, because MPB is just the marketing arm for Southeastern Delivery. As we read now, we begin to see that Southeastern Delivery has had 1 complaint filed against it in the past 36 months, because the Better Business Bureau reports on a 36-month period, and of that, this 1 complaint was closed within the last year. This complaint was a refund or exchange issue, and it was resolved. The company resolved the complaint issue, and the consumer acknowledged acceptance to the Better Business Bureau. Let's look at the retail distribution chain. In this chain, we see where the manufacturer manufactures his product, he sells it to the broker at a cost. The broker sells it to the wholesaler with that cost plus a percent. The wholesaler turns around and adds another percent and sells it to the retailer, and the retailer adds yet another percent and sells it to the consumer. Let's just say that the markup is a standard across the board at 27.8% cost. Let's also use $10 as the initial cost. The manufacturer sold it for $10, the broker sold it for $13.87, the wholesaler for $19.23, and the retailer for $26.67. That is a total of 166.7% markup. Let's take a look at that retail channel again. Sam Walton developed something known as the Walton funnel. He had, as a retailer, developed buying power, and he went to his manufacturer and said, look, I don't want to go through the broker and the wholesaler. I want to buy directly from you. and he bought enough products that they were able to cut out the middleman. This turned all those costs into money for Sam Walton. Now he was able to sell to the consumer at a retail price and capture all the lost money from the middleman. It also allowed him to offer merchandise at a lower cost and a higher markup at the same time. Don't be fooled. Markup pricing refers to the pricing practice in which a measure of cost is multiplied by some predetermined constant in order to set a price. So for example, a retailer may make a sweater with a wholesale price of $30 and apply a markup coefficient of 1.5 to get the retail price of $45. We might say that they mark it up by 50% in order to set the retail price, although the convention in retailing is to call such a markup a 33% markup, which is to say the markup is 33% of the retail price. In the example earlier, we find that when they cut out the middleman, the manufacturer still sells to the retailer at $10, and the retailer then has a 166.8% markup, but would only refer to it as a 62.5% markup. Now, where does our money come from? Remember the Walton funnel? Well, take a look at the manufacturer. It's no longer a manufacturer, but it's a distributor, and that distributor is known as Southeastern. And look at the retailer. We're not going to go through the retailer, but we're going to go directly to the consumer, which moves all of this money over to us. MPB can afford to pay its reps from the money generated by selling the groceries. Now, the only thing left is to determine who MPB decides to pay. It can very well be you. This is how MPB can pay you. You pay $200 one time for a grocery voucher. Now, it's my advice to hold on to this grocery voucher for a little bit of time so that you don't have to pay shipping and handling. Let's say you show this program to 2 other people and they like it and they want to get in on it, so they pay $200 for their grocery voucher. Now, we're going to go out on a whim and say that they don't live in a cave in a desert somewhere, and they know 2 people that would like to buy groceries and get money back as well. So here's your friends, people. When this happens, you cycle. What does cycle mean? Well, it means you get $125 from each of your bottom 4 people. That adds up to $500, $300 of which comes to you as a paycheck, and $200 purchases you a second grocery voucher, which puts you into a new matrix. And this grocery voucher you were afraid to cash in on because of shipping and handling, well, now you can cash it in and not have to pay shipping and handling, or you can exchange it for a $200 Walmart gift card. Did you catch that? For your $200 grocery voucher, you got groceries or a $200 Walmart card. And for referring other people, you got $300. All this goes into your pocket. You also got $200 put on a new grocery voucher that will do the same thing. Now let's move on. We have finished our first matrix, and the system has bought you your second grocery voucher, which puts you into a second matrix. Now, do you have to go out and find 2 new people? No, although that's a good idea. The 2 people that you have under you currently, when they cycle, will start their new matrix, which is going to be directly under you, and their people under them will follow suit, which means you cycle again, and so you get paid again. You get your $200 Walmart gift card, a $300 check, and the system spends $200 on you a new voucher again for a new matrix, and this goes over and over and over again. In this slow economy, every penny counts and every dollar has to be well planned out. Debt and bills don't just go away. You have to make a decision to do the right thing now. If you hesitate, you will keep delaying and it will never look like the right time. So, start your unlimited groceries now. If you're worried about recruiting, anyone who says no for one of these 7 reasons. This video should answer any of their questions and convince them just as you are convinced.